Another year's ending, and I figured after last year's really long video recapping the journey back into streaming, we could do another recap this year as well. So, this channel didn't technically exist before 2025. It was an old, unused channel from my teenage years. It had a lot of hidden cat videos and dog videos from when I brought our dog home as a puppy and from my old cat that no longer is with us. So, I rebranded it, tidied it up, and it became the hobby channel. And this year we did a lot of hobbies. One of the big things that we did at the beginning of the year, which kind of kicked off the channel as a whole, was the PAX East trip. So that was a huge leaving my comfort zone, booking a hotel room in Boston, right across the street from the convention center. It was a lot of renting a car, traveling, figuring out cameras, and that was really fun. I enjoyed that. It was definitely leaving my comfort zone. I met some amazing people that I've met in online communities, and we got to see each other in person, so that was very cool. I also met a couple new friends who I haven't kept as much in touch with as I'd like, but we still see each other in passing. So with the PAX East trip, that was our first look at, or my first adventure into the travel type vlogging. We did the music video of the actual trip. We did the actual recap video, and that kind of rode us into the Fiber Frolic of Maine. We did another travel video for that one, albeit it was a lot shorter, a lot rainier. And then we also did a recap video of the event itself with an actual voiceover. So I've gotten to play a bit with DaVinci settings. I think we'll probably be doing some DaVinci instructional, maybe not instructional video, but like a quick and dirty intro to DaVinci. We also did a short video of the beginning of the yarn cruise this year. Unfortunately, that was it for the actual travel videos because after that, my car broke apart and I had to get a new one a few months later. So we haven't had the opportunity to go out and do things with the new car. We have made a few videos. We did some of the Let's Take a Walk videos, which will be coming back probably in the spring. I don't do a lot of walking right now because there is snow on the ground. It's very cold. And it's very boring to walk around my house. But we joined a yarn group, an open create space at a local yarn store. So the new car has been instrumental in getting me to that open create space so I can socialize with other knitters and crocheters and show off projects and just socialize in real life and not quite on the screen for a little while. So that's been huge in just getting me out of the house and getting me socializing. And in addition to the new yarn group and in addition to the new car, we also ended up getting affiliate codes for Lion Brand Yarn and Premier Yarn, which will be in the description if anyone wants to support me. They're just custom codes. I get a kickback if you order anything on the website. I get like a commission of 2% or 20% or something like that. I don't even know the numbers. I was just really excited to get it because it felt validating for all of the work that I've done. Now that we have the new things a little bit out of the way and we've discussed, the personal projects and the personal progression for the year, let's take a look at our actual projects. I'm going to try to do these chronologically in the order that they were finished, but I will likely not be able to quite do that because I'll misremember when things were finished. But we're going to try to get some video and or photos of everything that I made so you can take a quick look at our projects. For each of the projects, if they have a pattern, I will list it in the comments, or not in the comments, I'll list it in the description so you can go through, you can make your own version if you want. And there are actually a couple projects that I made patterns for myself if you're a Destiny fan. So to start off the year, we made the Katniss cowl. The Katniss cowl was meant to kind of imitate what Katniss in the Hunger Games wears. I think in the later movies, I never actually saw her wear it. I've just seen tons of pictures. And when I watched the Hunger Games, so I'd familiarize myself with the content, it wasn't there. So I found a similar pattern to it. I made that and I was going to take it to PAX East with me. But PAX East in 2025 actually took place in May instead of March. So it was way too warm to actually wear that. It was my first big wearable item, so I was very excited to have it finished. It worked up really quickly. I used James C. Brett Marble Chunky, which is a gorgeous yarn in so many gorgeous colors, and I still have 2 or 3 colors that I'm working on finishing different projects with now. And after we did the Katniss cowl, we also did a poncho, also in James C. Brett Marble Chunky, and it is so pretty. I loved making it. I'll have the link to the project in the description. It's gorgeous. It's kind of an oil slicky type color, so it'll go with pretty much anything. I've been wearing it around the house. I've been wearing it at work. It's just comfortable. It's not too hot. It definitely, kind of takes the place of a sweater. I usually wear tank tops year round, so sometimes I like to layer things, and that definitely worked for me when I was wearing it. A little bit later in the year, and I think this finishes our big wearables, I did the Granny Stitch wrap, the Granny Stitch shawl. This was also in James C. Brett Marble Chunky. And if you look at the side, I had to make a star out of the same yarn that I used in that poncho because I lost it yarn chicken. So I grabbed some yarn from the other project and I just made a quick granny square star and I popped it over the pocket where there was a slight missing area, a few missing stitches from the actual project. So, we made it work. And I made this because I knew that with my new job, I would no longer be in a heated, enclosed area, but I was actually going to be near a couple huge windows. And I planned ahead and I said, it's going to be big windows. I'm going to want to be warm. And this is going to work perfectly as kind of in between a blanket and a shawl type deal. And I've used it a couple times so far this year. It's been pretty cold already, unseasonably so. So it definitely works. It's comfortable. It's bulky. I love it. Huge fan of that. Before I went to PAX East, I also made a pattern that I found online. I made Ghost from the Modern Warfare. I think it's Modern Warfare. But I made Ghost, and my intention was to pop Ghost on my bag while I was walking around, and people could see, hey, I like video games and also I do crafts. So I got a few really nice comments about him, and I still get comments about him from people online that see him, and they're very, very excited to see him in the yarn. So another project that I did finish rather recently is the Wild Oleander scarf. Very, very popular pattern. I made it for a fiber art collaboration with other artists. We wanted to do fall related crafts and my submission was this oleander scarf. During that collaboration, I finished the scarf very quickly and I was like, I feel bad. We still got like a couple months to go before our projects are due. So I fell back into my comfort projects and I made arm warmers. So I made these little granny stitch arm warmers out of a yarn that I received from the Weird Sisters Wool Emporium Owl Post subscription box. And it was nice to fall back into a comfort project, something that I really haven't done in a long time, but I used to make all the time before I started getting really busy. So I was very happy to have that added to this new project that I didn't have any experience with. So it was really nice to do. We did a waffle stitch blanket. I believe this is by Tony Lipsy. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was definitely Tony Lipsy did the pattern for this one. So I accidentally did it with a hook that was a size too small. I think I did it with a 7mm and I should have been using an 8mm. So some of my yarn values or my yarn lengths didn't quite match up. I had to buy extra skeins. which was unfortunate, but we got it finished. The original picture that I had, I took in my kitchen and it does not look good. And also the chair that I placed it on belonged to my cat and she wasn't really happy with me using her chair. So yeah, we're gonna not do that in the future. And speaking of Tony Lipsy, we finally finished the mulled cider cowl. That is a Tunisian crochet cowl. I made it with Lion Brand. Oh, what is the name of the yarn? Ferris wheel. I made it with Lion Brand Yarns Ferris wheel. Gorgeous colors, super warm, and I made a few mistakes that are visible to the trained eye, but I don't think anyone unfamiliar with crochet or knitting would really recognize the mistakes. So I'm gonna say that is the bulk of our wearable and big projects, and we're gonna transition into some plushies. So in Destiny, when you complete the Prophecy Dungeon solo without leaving the activity, you get a hairball shell. I designed the pattern so you can make your own hairball shell. I've made a lot, I've given quite a few away, and I've made the pattern freely available for people. In addition to that, I have also made a pattern. It's a really simple pattern for the fallen babies, the Elixni babies, the Smallin, whatever you want to refer to them as. So there's also a pattern available for those. And I had a lot of fun making some advertisement videos for the patterns, as you can see on the screen. I found myself kind of loving the short form videos that I can do. Like I got into TikTok, I've started doing YouTube shorts, stuff like that. Reels don't get a lot of traction on Instagram, so I don't do those as often. But if I really like a video, I'll pop it on Instagram as well, just for giggles. If you've hung out for this long, I want to thank you. This channel didn't exist last year. I am very happy that I've met people, I've made friends, and people have really been supportive about my projects over this last year. So I'm very thankful and I'm very happy that people are this interested. So I want to thank you again for hanging out. I hope that you will continue to hang out, and hopefully we will be seeing you very, very soon for either a new project, a new pattern, a new travel vlog, or just a fun video. Maybe I'll start doing shorts on this channel too. Maybe I'll start doing shorts whenever I finish a project so everyone can keep up. It would certainly make next year's recap video a lot easier. So once again, I'm going to say thank you, GGs, and I hope you have a wonderful year. Thank you.